Well, you're all, pardon me, good way to start a new video. You're all probably wondering where I've been, and I've been selling most of my collection. So at the moment I've decided to take on this little guy here, a Mega CD 1 and a VA4 Mega Drive 1, Model 1. I've been having troubles though. So I wanted to put in a region-free BIOS that was provided kindly by the folk on Assembler Games, and I couldn't work out why it didn't burn properly. The first time I burnt it, I didn't byte swap it. If you don't byte swap, it doesn't like it. The second time, I used a different programmer, the TC667 or something, I'm not sure, 887. There's a bunch of string of numbers anyway. And what had happened is it just did not burn right. It was gibberish, the code that was read back on the good old GQ4X. But I've also discovered why I was getting bad dumps. On my GQ4X, on the ADP-054 board, there are these jumpers here. Let's see if it'll focus. Don't have enough hands. Let's put it on top of Pack Panic. Wants more brightness. I can't give it more brightness. Anyway, there's 3 pins. It was set to 1 and 2. Obviously, I'd tried troubleshooting in the past when I'd gotten a bad dump. So I changed it to probably 2 and 3, 1 and 2. There's actually, if you have a look underneath where the asterisk is, there's sort of a little silk screen. So I thought, oh, okay, well, let's turn this off altogether. And then suddenly, everything started working. And that's true also for the Pioneer Laser Active ROM. So that little jumper has been causing me trouble for months. But anyway, my next problem with this one is that I ended up burning a chip the size of a 27C1024, which is 128 kilobytes, onto a 27C4096. And because I'm using write once chips, that one went in the bin. This one actually had an EEPROM in there, electronically programmable, erasable programmable ROM. But I wanted to replace that for the person who gets it next. I'd rather they had access to a Mega Drive and Mega CD that will hopefully last them quite some time. But at the moment it's in pieces because I'm just getting it all working. It's got a JVC laser inside. And yeah. So far, I have actually successfully gotten it to boot, which is good. C, holding down C, whoa, and dropping the controller. Skips to the, I might have bumped the table a bit too much there. This isn't held together very well. Without the plastic casing on the top, the Mega Drive is pretty fragile. So press C, you end up at the CD player. Then you can play all your cool songs, which I won't do because I'll get a copyright strike. Not that it matters because I've turned off monetization. So let's go find a song. That's a pretty cool song. But that's how it works. So it should be region free. I haven't tested that part yet. Probably should, given it's a region free BIOS chip. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll have some more videos. I've still got a lot more to sell, so as I come across funny things like this while I'm fixing up things to sell, you'll see them here. And I can't set this screen to 4:3. There's just no setting for it. It's quite annoying. So stretch it out. And thanks for watching. It's good to be back for a little bit. Actually, I might as well show you the code itself. So this is the what I needed to put on the chip. So at the moment it's byte swapped. So if you reverse some of those letters around, you'll get Sega Mega Drive, Sega copyright, blah blah blah, and some dates. The new chip gave me this after. So as you can see, those two are now identical, which is fantastic. But here's what I got when I read off the other one. So obviously I'd missed a setting, or it didn't auto set a setting, and it's a bit more manual than the GQ4X. What is it? Let's find out. Hang on 1 second. Enjoy my tab key. This little thing, Mini Pro, TL866CS. There we go. So that's what that is. And it apparently does do 16-bit chips, from what I understand. And as you can see, size-wise, it's quite a deal smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and give the old Pioneer chip another read, just to make sure 100% that I have solved the problem that I created by myself. And then I'll be a very happy man. Thanks for watching. Subscribe! What's he doing down there? As it happens, that did not solve my problem with the Pioneer chip. It's still giving me different checksums, so I'm going to go over to the Mini Pro. Very difficult. Very difficult. Tried a whole bunch of different 27C varieties. It's interesting because it's an MBM 27C1024. Those are my only options there. Doesn't really matter. Even when I choose the 1 I mean, the spec sheet says that it's the same, so I don't know. My programmer might just not like that particular chip. So we'll give it a go on the Mini Pro, see if we can get the correct checksum. The Mini Pro software is not nearly as nice as the GQ4X. By any means. So here we have the software for the Mini Pro 6.10. As you can see there, it's got the Fujitsu chip MBM 27C1024 DIP 40, which is exactly what it is. They do seem to have a lot more chips listed, whether it's not really necessary in most cases, because a lot of the chips all share the same pins. So if I do a read up the top here, plug it in as it says, read finished, 2 seconds. You have to hit cancel. There's no close button. I think it should be a close button. Anyway, if we have a scroll through. Now what's interesting is that seems to already be byte swapped, which I haven't been able to find a way to stop it from doing that. I'm sure there's a setting here somewhere. Anyway, we'll save that as Mini Pro. Mini Pro 1. That sounds like an error, but it's actually just saving. We'll then do another read. So I don't actually know where the checksum You can open calculator through it, that's pretty handy. Give it another read. Read finished. Cancel. Save it as Mini Pro 2. And just for the sake of being sure, we'll do a third read. We'll save that as Mini Pro 3. So with that, oh, there's checksum up the top. Oh, there is a checksum. Well, let's do a read. So we've got 13 F7 at the end. And it stayed. That's not a very useful box. So let's flip back over to the good old Mac OS side. Just copy all those mini profiles here. And we will now open Hexfiend. Drag all three onto it. And then the menu bar is missing up the top. Just compare. Documents are identical. I don't know what that was comparing. What was that comparing? 1 and 2, so we'll compare 3 and 1. Documents are identical. So that indicates that it's reading consistently. And that's using a 16-bit chip in this. These ones you can also get, they're actually quite compact. So if I could, but as I said though, the data is not byte swap. So when you're burning it back, see, no, it is. No wonder I got confused. It has actually byte swapped the data, or not byte. It's just read it. But it must automatically do it in the program for some reason, just for readability perhaps. So I should be able to burn one of those, because at the moment it's on an erasable programmable ROM, which degrade over time because they are, if you look inside the little window in them, let a bit of UV light in at a specific band, it will erase the chip or little bits of the chip. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get out the old, I know it's stuck, oh there it is, it's still stuck. Anyway, it's as you can see, it's just a regular old plastic chip. Nothing special, no window. A lot less can go wrong. Unless you're me and you're trying to program things using two programmers that give me mixed results for things. But I still don't understand why it didn't work with the Mega CD. Why that didn't burn correctly. Well, given this is my last chip, let's try burning it and see what we get. Actually, scratch that. Turns out element 14 or Farnell managed to lose 3 27C1024s of the one-time programmable type, which is a bit of a problem because they're just about sold out now. Anyway, that's fine. So I won't burn that. I'm going to save that for my own personal Mega CD one, which has a beautiful Sony KSS 240 laser, completely untested. Oh, that other Mega CD in there, I also had to replace the fuse. That was the one that had the solder blob. just a big blob of solder. It looked like what had happened is there had been some water spilt underneath the unit, or some sort of liquid, and it had affected the board, caused it to short out, blew the fuse. Someone took it apart, fixed it with a solder blob, but it works fine now with a fuse. So that's very good. So I'm going to get back to it, and you guys keep at it. I'll add videos if I come across anything cool. Just thought you should know. Thanks for watching. I miss you guys. Here's another bit of an adventure with the lunch bead, which is a 1-bit groove box machine or something. So this was made up a little while ago. I used alternating blue and white LEDs. I've changed my mind, we're going to red. Red LEDs, we're going to have an orange one down here with the play stop button, and we're going to leave the power LED as green, although I am going to downsize it to a